What?
Welcome back to El Garaje. That's Spanish for awesome hot rod building shop. Alright, so what we're going to work on today is this guy, which I've been working on forever, as you got anybody who's been following for a long time, the Mach 100. And what we're working on is, I want to hear this guy run. I've been doing so much work across the board on the F100 itself, on the chassis here for the Mercury, the motor. I kind of lost a little bit of interest, so I really want to hear this bad boy run. I finished up the exhaust, got that all clamped in, at least finished up loosely. Still gonna make hangers and then dumps and all that for now, but fine. Plugged up all the ports here, except for the one for my O2 sensor needs to go here. Anybody who's ever worked on the Coyote motor or anything understands that the cooling system on these motors is, oh my God. Ford, please do something about this. This has been a monumental pain in my butt figuring out where all the different coolant lines go. And the biggest struggle that I have had has been the crossover tube that goes in the U right here. Now, if I had a Cobra radiator or a Mustang radiator, this probably wouldn't have been the problem. So this is a crossover tube right here. This port right here used to be right where my hand is, kind of where this one is here. And this one are different sizes. As you can see, it's been freshly painted. The welds means I've been working on this. I have about 20 hours worth of work on this. And the other problem I run into is I'm an idiot. I did all the nice paint job, everything on here, except for there's supposed to be a mounting tab that comes off here and here for hold it down here. Well, you guys see they weren't attached, which means they're still sitting on my shelf. I don't know where the other one is. So now I have to dig out my welder, which is buried over there in that corner, so I can move all this out of the way. So I can just tack those on and repaint this. And deal with this guy, which is actually the thermostat housing for a Cobra motor, which is also really, really weird, trying to understand where all of these ports go, because wow, oh my gosh. But hopefully I have everything I need to put this on and fill it up. And you know, the other fun part is I took the time and did all this work, welding, grinding, and all this stuff on this thing to make it pretty. I never actually pressure tested it, so oops. But I'm confident. I'm confident in my work and how good I do that. This is done. It will not leak a drop of fluid. It's going to be perfect because that's how we roll here in El Garaje. Kind of fun little find. As I was ripping apart the thermostat housing, which on this particular motor goes down there. Which, if that isn't weird enough as is, opened up and we had a Bluetooth thermostat housing apparently. You know, this is what was in there. I put a real thermostat in there because this is a street car. Now, if you've never seen something like this before, this is for not street racing, oh my gosh, for race cars. So they use these because you need to put the O-ring on it still to seal up the housings to hook all the hoses up correctly. But you got everything. Never actually seen that before. I thought it was kind of funny. So I figured I wanted to share. Now I figured hooking up this rest of the system would be a lot easier than having to fabricate my own pipe here for this whole project. But no. Apparently, this hose fitting that connects to that fitting right there, down all the way down there, has to come up and reach up to the fitting here. So you can see both right here. It has to go from here to here. I went and bought what I thought would be the right hose for that, and nope, denied. So I went on the hunt, going on the AutoZone and the interwebs to find the hose I need. I thought it was a 1-inch hose, and that's what I bought. A 1-inch hose. Needless to say, I was wrong. It is not this hose. So I wasted like $48 for this hose, which I was not very happy about, but what am I gonna do? I'll use it for something else later. So I had to order a 1 1/4 inch hose this time to make this happen. This is the right size. At least I hope it is. So yeah, that be a touching. AutoZone. AutoZone. Selling stock parts. Zone power. Things that come to my mind while I'm driving because I get bored. Maybe I have ADD. Maybe I should be tested for that. ADHD? I don't know. I got problems. By the way, this isn't one of them. Well, struck out with the AutoZone, so they didn't have what I needed. I thought they did, and that was wrong. Now the Harbor Freight, because they may have what I need there, and we'll find out. Harbor Freight doesn't need a cool song, because Harbor Freight is just awesome! Back in the garage. So, in my O-ring debacle for this guy, nobody had the factory O-ring, unless I went to, like, CJ Pony Parts, or MMR, or some place like that online, and they wanted a whole lot of money. Like, more money than it was cost me to go ahead and buy these 2 O-ring kits, a metric and a standard, from Harbor Freight. And if I'm correct, which I hope I am, these will work on there, and they have a good variety of sizes here that should fit on this. And these are good. It says for water, mineral oil, air, water, petroleum products. So this should work on that for that. She fits! So we're doing it right the first time. I need to prime it. And by right, I mean we're gonna do it the sketchy way to prime the motor that I found on YouTube. So let's get into that. So to do this, we're gonna use a pump sprayer. There's probably some tool out there, the correct way to do this, but I don't have that, and I already own this. So we're gonna fill this with oil. I'm gonna screw this fitting where the oil pressure sensor used to be, because I had to pull it out anyways, because for the terminator wiring, I need to put an LS sensor in its place. So I'm going to use this fitting in place of that. Take this rubber hose, shove it on this end, shove it on there, pressurize it, and pull the trigger. Now I also want to make sure that this actually works. And one of the problems I have with that is the valve covers are still on the motor. You know, I'm not pulling these off. I've already done the wiring for these. I got the coil plugs in there. I got the terminator going on. So I don't want to remove this. So I need to find a way to look inside the valve cover. And the problem I have with like this here is this, oh, it's hard to see in there. But it's baffled. I can't see right in through there. So I need to be able to see inside the motor so I can make sure I get oil to the top. Now they say that you can hear it. I want to make sure it's actually there because I need to pressurize it, turn the motor over, pressurize it, turn the motor over, you know, by hand, crank it over so everything's moving the way it's supposed to. And to do that, to find out, to be able to see what I'm doing, I have this guy, camera on stick. Haven't used this thing in a long time, but it even has a little light on it. I'll put a link down below for you guys for instance, something like this. So I'll Bluetooth my phone, and we'll make sure that oil's going where it's supposed to. Let's jump into it. I got it going on right now. Got this all set up. Now I did clean this guy. You know, I had some organic stuff, vinegar, salt, blah, blah, blah. I cleaned it out best I could. Added some oil there, probably a good 1.5 quarts. Yeah, about 2 quarts worth of oil, which is all I'll need to top off the motor, but I don't plan on putting all of that in. I bought 2 5-gallon, it's not 5 gallons, 2-gallon jugs of this 5W20 for the motor, because that's what it calls for. And I'm going to have extra, but it's fine because I want to pressurize this with a whole lot of oil and then top off with the remainder in there. And then I'll have extra from when I spill oil everywhere, because it's probably how this is going to work. But I already got the fitting up where it needs to go. I'm going to show you guys that. Here. Got the fitting down there where the sensor goes. Put the hose on there and let's get pressurizing. Oh, good news is everything's all hooked up. Bad news is I can't hook up the camera on the stick. Turns out, here and on the oil fill cap there are baffled. I can't get the camera in there. So I'm going with hopes and dreams that this is going to work the way I want it to. Everything's hooked up. All the plugs in, and get light. It's a little sketchy, but you know what? It's there. It's on. Engine turns over. All we need is fuel. Okay, I got the computer screen here so I can keep an eye on all the sensors and stuff like that. As close as I can get it without it being too far away here. Flick the switch, should engage the fuel system. If I did this right, for the love of God, don't smoke. It's doing something. Oh yeah, I got a wizard that probably got to go through, don't I? Hold please. Holy crap. No fuel leaks. Amazing! Oh my God.
What?
It tried to start.
Ooh, closer. Yay! What's the uh-oh?
Fuel leak. See if that.
Ah.
Yep. Fucking knew it. Okay, well that put the stop to everything today. I'm kind of my muffler's falling off.
Oh yeah, you rattled it pretty good.
Well, then that's like tight because I was.
So how much fuel did we leak? A bunch? A little?
A little bit of power over there. Nothing crazy. There's a line over there. That fitting is just not. I need to change that fitting. I had a feeling I had to do that, but that means another fitting I got to order. Yay!
It's not in that bin of fittings that we found?
Huh? No, it's not that type of fitting. Yeah, I had a feeling that line might leak. It was technically meant for evap, but you know, I tried. Okay, easy enough. But if I only got one small leak there, great. It started, it ran, no clunking, nothing else like that. Winning!
Success!
Success! All right, let's sell it now.
All that work just to sell it? Not good.
Just to smell it?
Just to sell it.
Oh, sell it.
Smell it?
Oh,
No,
it stinks
sell
in here,
it.
that's why.
It does.
It doesn't help when the exhaust is facing the wrong direction. I mean, the exhaust is kind of pointing into the house.
The good news is, it did start level. It just vibrated its way there.
Oh, the muffler? Yeah, well, hey. It'll just stay like that forever. It'll just hit the ground every time I drive. When it comes off, then it's time to go racing.
I mean, it's better than
I mean, racing is how we always do things.
it's better than the Sequoia bouncing and vibrating all the pieces apart.
Listen, don't make fun of all the old cars I used to drive, okay? Okay? It got us to where we're at here, okay? You're welcome. You're welcome.
I just picture Moana.
Moana?
The You're welcome song.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
You're welcome. The hair, the bod. The demigod. I don't know the words.
I don't know.
I'm making stuff up as I go, but it ran, yay, and amazing enough, out of the bazillion clamps of coolant stuff, nothing's leaked yet. Mind you, it hasn't got up to temp yet, not even close, so I'm taking this as a win for now. It's been a few days, I ordered a few parts, and now I got kind of a janky setup for that hose, so it no longer leaks. Let's try this again and get this guy fired up. And this time not in my garage, so I can fume out my entire house. So brought it out here so we can do that and get her up to temp and make sure that everything's good to go before I start pulling apart the F100 to put on this body, on this chassis. It's running. Yes. All right, gotta let it cool off a little bit. I did get it up to running temp there. This means no coolant leaks. It got up to 200 degrees where it should be. No leaks. That's a flippin' amazing task. I can't believe the task didn't find any. Doesn't mean it won't be any in the future, but hey, for now, it's great. That means I can start installing the lift. Get that bad boy installed here so I can start pulling apart the truck. Gonna wrap up the video for today. Thanks for watching. Go work on your own cars.